Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Has any other cartoon series summed up the awesomeness of the 80s? Well, yes, that. Oh, and that. Oh, and can't forget about that. Okay, there were a lot of great shows to come out of the 80s, and the Ninja Turtles was towards the top. And what's really cool is that it connects with so many generations. If you grew up in the 80s and 90s, you had the comics and the original cartoon. If you grew up in the 2000s, you had the 2003 series. And today, there's a whole new generation of kids experiencing Turtles for the first time through the Nickelodeon show. Not to mention the Michael Bay movie that will soon be coming out. Say what you want, I am ecstatic for it. I mean, look. I even still got my old Michelangelo action figure. Best toy ever. Even though he really doesn't do anything. With the success of the Ninja Turtle franchise, many video games were created as well, and today I'm counting down, in my opinion, the best. This is Filmtricity's Top 10 Ninja Turtles video games. Number 10. I played a lot of the post-90s Ninja Turtles games, and to be honest, the majority of them are just kind of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for GameCube, Xbox, and PlayStation 2, for its time, looked amazing. Remember, this was around the time when cel shading started becoming a thing. Or should I say, shell shading. Because, you see, it's like... I'm sorry. But it was cool back then when you could actually make the characters look like they did in the show. And it's not that bad. It does have some problems, yes, like the camera and the turtles shouting the same one-liners repeatedly.
Slice and dice! Slice and dice! Slice and dice!
So, this wasn't the best Turtles game, but at least it was better received than Out of the Shadows. Number 9. Fall of the Foot Clan for Game Boy may not have been the most graphically appeasing Ninja Turtles game out there, but it's still a blast to play. Oh, the thrill of being able to take your favorite heroes on the go and fight classic enemies. It also has a cool puzzle game where you can go up against Krang, a puzzle game that can be found just by walking under certain ledges. Now that takes some creativity to find. As far as Game Boy games go, Fall of the Foot Clan still holds up as a fun game. Go check it out. I just find that so funny. We need to put some music over that.
Go Ninja, go Ninja, go! Go Ninja, go Ninja, go!
Number 8. Back when fighting games were at the peak of popularity, the Ninja Turtles joined in on the craze too, with Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters. Ported across the three major consoles, NES, Super Nintendo, and Sega Genesis, the Super Nintendo had the most polish and a wide selection of characters and special moves to choose from. This is one of those games that me and my friends stayed up all night and played back in the day. It's no Street Fighter II Turbo, but I highly recommend it. Number 7. Some people may call Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Smash Up a Smash Brothers clone. And it is similar, but different enough to be its own unique fighter. It's based off the 2007 TMNT movie, which is fine, but it would have been cooler had it included past characters like Bebop and Rocksteady. But hey, for what it is, Smash Up is still an enjoyable game with epic stage hazards and item upgrades. The announcer does sound a little weird though.
Leonardo!
Number 6. Is it hard? Of course it is. Is it frustrating? Absolutely. Is it enjoyable? You bet your shell it is. The first Turtles game I ever played kicks my butt every single time I play it. And you know what? I keep coming back for more, and I will continue to do so until I finally beat it. You know what's fun? Standing on top of those crates and still being able to hit Rocksteady. I do it every time. Sure, it's difficult. Sure, Jimmy's dad from The Wizard wasn't actually playing it for real, but I will gladly pop this game into my Nintendo any day. Oh, look, it's happening again!
Go Ninja, go Ninja, go! Go Ninja, go Ninja, go!
Number 5. The Shredder has captured the island of Manhattan and the Statue of Liberty using the power of the Hyperstones. Beat-em-ups is what the Ninja Turtles do best, and this ranked towards the top for the Sega Genesis. I love that they included Tatsu from the movies into the games as a boss. And the Gauntlet level, where you had to fight all the bosses that you had defeated one after another. Talk about endurance. Definitely one of the more memorable Turtle games of the 90s. And the thing about the Hyperstone Heist is that it's actually been growing in popularity lately, which is kind of making it a little bit hard to find for a decent price. So if you find it in used game stores or online and they're not asking for too much, go ahead and pick that up. Number 4. TMNT came out to coincide with the movie release, and it's interesting how they chose to do the storytelling. It's done from the point of view of the Turtles after the movie had ended. And throughout the levels, the Turtles are reminiscing about what they're doing.
It took me a few moments to realize I was in a strange part of the sewer.
Each turtle has their own special moves, like Donatello can use his bow staff to pole vault, and Michelangelo using his nunchucks as a helicopter. But my favorite thing to do in the game is Raphael's Rage Meter. It destroys everything. Don't cross him. Another cool part of this game is the ability to switch between turtles with the push of a button once you get to further levels in the game. And you can combine turtle moves together, like extending your jump range. TMNT is extremely overlooked, and every Turtle fan should at least give it a chance. I found it very fun.
Dude, you put TMNT over Hyperstone Heist?
It's a fun game.
Not.
My show, my rules.
Awesome!
Number 3. Back in the early 90s, Konami released Ninja Turtles the arcade game. But the one I'm talking about is the NES version. Sure, the graphics weren't as good as its arcade counterpart, but the concept of taking your arcade games home with you was a feeling that couldn't be beat. Not to mention, the NES version had 2 new levels and bosses. And the Shredder battle isn't next to impossible to get to like in the first game. Just make sure you hit the right one and you're all good. Number 2. The Manhattan Project is a beat-em-up. It plays similar to Turtles 2, but the best addition are the special moves each turtle can do. Out of all the NES Turtle games, this one stands out the most, and in my opinion, is the best. Love the surfing level, and the boss battles are great too. I always wondered why they chose to include characters like Ground Chuck into the game when he only appeared for a short time in the show. And then there's this guy on the cover. He never even appears in the game. Number 1. Yes, it's predictable. Yes, all of you probably saw this coming a mile away. But can you blame me? Turtles in Time is still regarded by most fans as being the best Turtles game ever. Think about it. This game came out 2 decades ago, with many Turtles games coming after it, and it still hasn't been dethroned. From surfing through the sewers, to fighting Tokka and Razor at the same time, to the most ultimate satisfaction, throwing foot soldiers at the screen, this game is a masterpiece and will forever stand the test of time. One thing that I'm kind of disappointed at is that there's no Ninja Turtle game to go along with the movie. You know, I miss the days of old movie tie-ins when there was always a game that went along with every movie. But it is what it is. I'm Kyle Universe with Filmtricity Productions. Thank you for joining me.